Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words my brethren in England, and we'll say Maryland as well, because the two fighters we're going to speak about in this video are from both of those areas, and they come in the form of Jarrett Hurd and Kell Brook. Now, Jarrett Hurd, unified champion, 154 pounds. Obviously, for those of you who have had a chance to watch any of my videos, I do like Jarrett Hurd. I've been a fan of him for quite some time. Ever since I first watched him in the Frank Galarza fight, I've been following his career rather closely, and I like what he's bringing to the game, man. Just exciting fighter, good attitude to the sport, and just seems like a good dude overall. So can't really hate on Jarrett Hurd. As far as I'm concerned, he is the man in the 154-pound division until proven otherwise. So that's that there. As you guys know, also a massive fan of Kell Brook, probably one of my top 10 favorite fighters in all boxing. With that being said, I'm looking forward to seeing how Kell Brook's career, or second half of his career, the latter stages of his career, play out. And same thing with Hurd. He's a champion now, so I want to see him fight Jermell Charlo. That's to me, that's the fight at 154 pounds. But Jarrett Hurd did call out Kell Brook. Apparently, he got wind of some things Kell Brook said, and he decided to basically just like respond to them and give his take. So let's go through what Jarrett Hurd had to say in the quotes. He said, I quote, I was watching a few interviews on YouTube with Kell Brook saying a few things like, this kid Hurd's not that good, and he'd fight me if there was a belt on the line. Not only does he say he would fight me if there was one belt on the line because I am no good, well, I've got 3 belts. If he wants to show he is up for the challenge, I've got just the opportunity for him, end quote. So Jarrett Hurd, 27 years old, in his prime, he's calling out Kell Brook. He really wants to, I guess he didn't like what Brook said, and he really wants to, I guess, prove Brook wrong. At the same time, it's a fight that he knows would get him a lot of exposure in the UK, as Kell Brook is a big name there. It is also worth noting that with Eddie Hearn and his new DAZN platform and the $1 billion deal with the $1 billion streaming deal he just did, that's what fighter is going to try their hand and get in a piece of the pie. So that's the way I'm looking at it. As for the fight itself, I mean, personally, you guys know I love Kell Brook, but I would not take this fight if I was him. You're coming off of 2 very damaging losses. Okay, you got your left eye socket broken by GGG. You got your right eye socket broken by Errol Spence. Right, you don't need anything else to get broken. All right, and a fight with Jarrett Hurd this early on the comeback trail is not what he wants. I say, you keep having these little comeback / tune-up fights, and then eventually you fight Amir Khan. If you beat Amir Khan, then that's when you maybe if you don't retire by then, maybe you consider a Jarrett Hurd fight. But until then, do not consider this fight, man. It's just not. First of all, there's not enough money in it. Second of all, I mean, this guy's massive for the weight. He's a massive man for 154 pounds, and I think Kell can maybe outpoint him, but. The thing with Jarrett Hurd, you watch any one of his fights, whether it be against Lara or whoever. Lara is probably one of the best in boxing at just outpointing fighters. Like, he's outpointed and outboxed so many fighters, and I would say he's one of the best at it. And he couldn't even outpoint Jarrett Hurd. He got to the card, he got to the 12th round. He made it the full distance, but he got the knockdown in the 12th round. He got knocked down in the 12th round, and he wasn't able to really feel comfortable and implement his game plan there. So if Lara, the purest of pure boxers, couldn't do it, I have a hard time seeing Kell Brook do it, because Kell Brook is a guy that likes to sit there and he likes to fight you, and you can't sit there and fight toe to toe with Jarrett Hurd. Nobody can at that weight, unless you're maybe like someone like a Jermell Charlo, and even then, I don't think it's safe, because he's just so damn strong and he's so massive for the weight, and his punch output is really good, and his punch placement is really good. He finds really good spacing on those shots, and he hurts you with them. So, I wouldn't take it. As far as Kell Brook, he doesn't need to prove to myself or the boxing fans that he is a brave fighter. This guy fought Gennady Golovkin, moved up to 160 while he was undefeated, didn't have to, took the challenge, lost. Came back down, made a massive weight cut, went down to 147, fought Errol Spence, when nobody wanted to fight Errol Spence, although he was mandatory, but still nobody was chomping at the bit to fight Errol Spence, and Kell cut 14 pounds to go fight, or 13 pounds to go fight the guy. So he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody in terms of bravery. What he needs to do, what he needs to do is just worry about winning whatever fights Eddie Hearn may have for him going on the road and get into that Amir Khan fight, because that's the fight that I believe, is ultimately going to define his legacy. It'll be closing a chapter that's been open for quite some time, and boxing fans need closure on that. There's been a lot of trash talk over the years. There's been a rivalry going on for years. They've never gotten the ring. It's slated to now. It looks like it's going to happen more than ever now with Khan signing to Eddie Hearn and Book already be signing to Eddie Hearn. So with that being said, man, you need to focus on that. Don't worry about Jarrett Hurd. Don't even worry about Jermell Charlo. I admire Brooks' ambition. It's a big reason why I'm a fan of him. But please, for the love of God, stay away from Jarrett Swift Hurd. It is not a good idea. He's a young, prime, strong fighter, bigger fighter. And personally, I just don't see it going well for my main man, Kell Brook. Now, should you beat Amir Khan and you want to take the opportunity later on and he still has some belts, by all means. But for right now, worry about fighting Amir Khan. So that's my take on it. I don't know what your guys' take on it is, but you can leave it in the comments down below. I'd like to hear from you guys, and take some time to subscribe. Share this with your moms, uncles, friends, sisters, brother. And yeah, man. Like I said, every video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.